What is good, dads out there, people? How you doing today?
Hey, Boo Boo, how you doing today?
What is up, everybody? That is Kai. I am Eric, coming from my dirty dad garage. We are the Dads Podcast, coming in hot with episode 3 tonight. Sorry for the delay. First off, getting this out to you guys. We had a busy week last week and leading up to this. Our usual Thursday night recording time was taken up by my daughter's 6th birthday last week, so I couldn't really abandon her to go do a podcast about being a dad and just completely fail like that. So apologies for the delay, but we are here, better than ever. Kai, what's good, man? How you been these last couple weeks?
Dude, I've been busy. You know what's funny is that we're slowing down with the sports. We're getting a little break. But I feel like anything in life, right? So if something slows down, we fill it with something else. And last week was my birthday week. So
that's right. I forgot. Yes.
I definitely didn't have time for the peoples. That was all me.
Are you going full birthday? You going full birthday week, or are you going birthday month like the wives will do sometimes?
No, as soon as the wife hit
not necessarily
21,
the wives, the ladies out there, they'll do the birthday month. Sorry.
As soon as the wife hit 21, she declared birthday month, but I don't have the balls to do that, nor do I really want to celebrate it. I mean, I think I told you, I tried to ignore the birthday altogether.
You're old.
It's the big 3-9, guys. You know,
Yeah.
I was trimming the beard and I found a gray hair in my mustache. Shit went downhill for me that last week.
Well, we had this discussion about you trimming it all the way off, but as we all well know, beards are the sweatpants of the face, and so you've had that thing for God knows how long, and who knows what's going on up underneath there.
No, there's a scary rash, guaranteed. I've chewed for like 25 years. There's patches under there. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss.
There's just literal holes in your face that your beard is covering up.
There's no leakage yet. I don't need any fucking Pampers for the face.
Well, that's the beard. The beard is covering it. That's plugging the holes with all the grease and dead skin cells and who knows what.
Dude, when you say it like that, it sounds so gross. Dead skin cells.
Well, it's like King Viserys in House of the Dragon with his gold mask and his whole face is just like melting off. That's probably what's going on under your beard right there.
All right. So the little bit of sex appeal I have left, I'm keeping. I'm holding on to the small thing I have called a beard. No, but week was good, bro.
Nice.
Week and a half. I guess it's been a week and a half.
Well, it's been 2 weeks really since we recorded last. I mean, you and I have talked a bunch, but since the last episode, it's been 2 weeks. Ducks had a huge win. We're both rocking our Oregon gear. Go Ducks! Throw your O's up. Dominating win over UCLA over the weekend. Just jumped us up in the top 10. That was
a good
nice.
UCLA. I'm holding on to that. A good UCLA
team, and that 15-point spread that we won by was not indicative of how dominant we were in that game. Because that offensive line, our O-line just road graded and did whatever they pleased to them all game long.
And it was an East Coast game. And what I mean by that, it was a 12:30 kickoff, 3:30 kickoff East. Anybody knows the Pac-12 gets screwed with primetime games. Well, it's game day. It was game day.
Although it was a Fox broadcast, but I mean, Vegas had Oregon for like 6 or 7, I think, all week. But all the pundits were jockeying UCLA like crazy. Just I'm not really sure why. Like, I mean, they've always anytime they get a little bit good, they always will end up just once they start playing some good teams, just crap the bed. I think probably coming off that Utah game they had, but no, it was good. That was definitely a good way to cap off last weekend.
We got a Wazoo Utah game kicking off tonight.
Oh, that is tonight, huh?
Totally forgot about that. Wanted to watch it.
We'll get this done. We'll catch a second half, maybe.
No, we talk way too much, as everybody's told us. And you know what? We're going to continue to talk way too much.
We are going to, because like I said last week, this is the content that the people want. It's the content that the people need. And we, Kai and I, are dads of the people, and we are here for you. So we're here sharing our journey for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But
It
It's
makes
really
me so uncomfortable when you speak like that.
it's for you. Why? Oh, just make your pants tight. Is that why?
It's just,
It should.
what are friends if they don't make you feel uncomfortable? Thank you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I appreciate your aggression towards the pursuit of happiness.
That's how it is. Yeah. I drank way too much Saturday night.
Good for
We had
you.
a we had our good friends. They a couple of our best friends. They throw a big Halloween party every year. It's their thing, and so we
Oh
caught
yeah.
that, and it was a great time, fantastic time. I dressed up as Ricky Bobby. Um, the wife
What?
the wife was Carly
No.
Bobby. If you ain't first, you're last, and it was a great time. But God, I tied one on, and I woke up and I was like, whoa. I haven't I haven't tied one on like that in a while.
What
Uh,
time did you wake up?
oh, we didn't get to
Well,
bed
first,
till
what time did? Yeah, there you go.
probably 2. We stayed the night at their house. It was probably 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock by the time we went to bed. But then we
That's
were
how I know
up.
you're in your mid-30s, dude.
Yeah,
Two sounds horrible to me.
yeah,
Horrible.
it was god awful. But it went by super quick. Like we were all hanging out in the hot tub after the party, and then we look at the clock and we're like, oh shit. Like we're all it's all parents in the hot tub. We're like, go to bed time.
What is Ricky Bobby wearing in the hot tub?
What was I wearing in the hot tub?
Well, you didn't say Speedo, so you already fucked up.
Yeah, I was nude. Maybe I don't even remember, to be honest. That's how much I was
It
drinking,
was
but
a good night.
it was a good night. I'm not sure everybody else appreciated it much as I did, but
100% story of my life.
but I think but we were up by like 8 o'clock because we had to go get the kids from the sitter.
And then what time did you go back to bed? Or what movies did you watch that day?
Well, I think I just like the wife went to bed in the room and I laid down on the couch and just like turned football on.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I think the kids had a movie on, and then it was like I kind of woke up and I turned football on, fell asleep to football, and they came back, and it was a great time. The wife had one of those like full day hangovers, laying in bed all day. Um, it's been hitting
Do I
her.
have a fever? Do I have a fever? No, you're hungover.
Yeah, they've been hitting her hard lately. She's had a handful of those anytime we go out and hit it big time. She's just like, I don't even know what happened. But I did.
Oh,
I think what did me in is, I mean, as you well know, I don't do shots.
who should?
Um,
Nobody.
and at one point late in the night, I was playing pool, and one of the guys that we were with, he brought over a bottle of nice whiskey, and he's like, "Hey, shots." And my buddy Uriah, like he goes to hand me one. My buddy Uriah's like, "Oh no, he's not going to take it." And I was like, "Fuck that, give it to me!" Boom, just start throwing them back, and I regretted it. But no, it was a great weekend. Great weekend. Did a good time with the kids watching the Duck game, and then sent them off to the sitter, and yeah, now we're here. It's been a busy work week, busy work week, but
I
so
know someday I'm going to do something really cool online using my personality to make a lot of money once
I
a
know,
week.
like a YouTube channel or a like you talk and people listen to you for a while.
They
What are
call
those
that a
called?
cast of pods.
A cast of pods. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
one day I think I'm going to be a cast of potter.
that would work. That would work. A cast of
And
Potter. Yeah, I don't think we're those yet officially.
no, no. Oh, podcaster. That's
Yes,
the
yes,
big
yes,
word
yes,
they
yes,
use.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, until that is, I'm going to grind my shit out, hitting the pavement, dialing for dollars.
yeah. Just don't be those guys that have you've seen in the news lately. Going trying to go viral with a video. It's like they got a freaking cougar attacking him in the woods, and they're like, "What's their first inclination? Pull out a cell phone and start videoing the damn thing instead of." And the one guy like videoing the thing, so you can't either shoot your gun right or just run away from the damn thing, swing a stick at it, whatever. But they're just that's a whole thing. I don't know what the hell is going on with society a wild animal that will literally eat your face off, and your first inclination is to film the thing.
Are you left-handed?
No. Why do
It
you
looked
ask?
like you just tried to shoot your imaginary pistol left-handed. Which one's your
Maybe.
left hand?
This one.
Oh, okay. Kai's blonde. I'm not, but I forgot that we're backwards.
Yes. Here's
There
right
we
hand.
go.
Pew pew.
Uh, remember, guys, we're staring at each other so we can do this and
It's true.
make sure we can watch each other, not continually talk over each other.
Yeah.
And Eric's a funny motherfucker. So, you know that cougar thing you were just talking about? What about a grizzly bear?
Well, I
What?
would don't film the grizzly. I mean, I could fight a cougar at least for a little bit, but a grizzly bear, hell no.
Oh, you can fight a cougar.
Oh, I would at least get a punch off.
Okay, that's like me saying I can fight.
I mean, hold on though, but I mean, you know me. If I'm in that situation, I have a gun and I'm shooting the thing.
Sure, we're going that deep in the woods. We're packing.
Well, I pack everywhere I go. Like I do. That's just what I do. So I mean, if I encounter a cougar in the middle of downtown Portland, not that type of cougar, but a real cougar, and it comes at
There's
me,
a lot of
it's going
there's
down.
a lot of edible creatures in downtown Portland. Maybe a cougar should venture in from the West Hills. So I
Is
got a
that how we?
story.
Hold on, is that how we fix the homeless problem? We just unleash grizzly bears and cougars and whatever else into the street.
Wasn't that your mayor's plan? I mean, I haven't read it yet, but I thought that was
It
his.
might be. That might be. It's not. Well, not my mayor. I don't live in Portland, but he's somebody's mayor.
I heard they're dropping great whites in the Willamette.
Just go full Sharknado on them. They're just jumping.
They're dropping salt, boatloads of salt, and 17 great whites, 3 hammerheads, solid 20 fish coming after a homeless man near
and
you.
just put like a trail of needles down to the dock. Just a feeding frenzy.
What are they what is the legal drug that they shove down these poor people's throat?
Oh, that revives them?
No. So you do heroin and then you go into the clinic and they give you this drug. Yeah, I thought there's another name for it though.
Well, Narcan's the stuff.
No, Narcan's to make you sick.
Well, no, Narcan's what they give you, like if you're ODing, like they squirt that up your nose. It just literally fixes you.
Anyway, we'll dump a bunch of OxyContin all the way down.
Sure.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, there. But you were saying something. A story you read.
Yeah, I read this story, and it was about some good friends, college wrestlers, Northwestern University. They're out of Wyoming, I believe. Wyoming is where the event happened. They might have went to school in Colorado, but sounds like some NAIA bullshit.
So they wrestle at Northwestern.
Yes, sir. Not
in
the Northwestern.
Oh, not the Northwestern. So okay, but they're in Wyoming.
They are. Okay. So they're in Wyoming. Sorry for all the uhs, but
Cheyenne.
They're chasing sheds, antlers.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So they're walking around chasing antlers, and they find some bear scat. Before they can even really contemplate the bear scat, is fresh, old, whatever, freaking grizzly comes out of the woods. What said grizzly do? Said grizzly attacks one of the wrestlers. But his buddy
eat their face off. Like,
buddy goes, I couldn't make D1 wrestling, but I am going to save your life. And this guy truly deserves a shout out. His buddy jumps on top of the back of a grizzly bear, a big grizzly bear. What is a grizzly bear? 8 foot tall, 9 foot tall? Standing
minimum.
I mean, I think 17 feet tall.
Big ones, they're up 10, 12 feet tall. Might as well be.
I mean, nobody's fact checking this. So a 38-foot grizzly.
Producers get on that.
Yeah. We're still waiting for applications. So anyway, bro jumps on, starts yanking at the grizzly's ears. and the grizzly turns on this guy, fucks him up. He's fighting, he's punching. Grizzly leaves for a split second. He stands up to his buddy and says, "Hey, are you okay?" Grizzly comes back. Right? Because I always tell you to play dead. Well, pretty sure he thought he was dead. He starts yelling to his buddy. Grizzly turns a circle. I want to read to you the quote from this kid. I don't know if we can say their names. I'm sure we can, but
oh yeah, we can.
It's either way, they did news. Ooh, new plot. We should give a badass award because this kid just won.
Okay.
All right. I could hear when his teeth would hit my skull. I could feel when he'd bite down on my bones. They'd kind of crunch.
They kind of crunch.
He felt no pain as the grizzly gripped his head and his jaws due to adrenaline coursing through him.
Oh, yeah.
But again, I'm going to read it again. I could hear when his teeth would hit my skull. Oh. I could feel when he'd bite down on my bones, and they'd crunch.
What?
Okay.
So I saw a headline for this story, and I saw a picture of the guys like giving an interview, and like all of his, like the huge scar going around his whole face, just beat to hell. But god damn,
dude had plastic surgery.
So
he's smiling ear to ear.
Is that the guy? So the guy that got most, is it the guy that got attacked or the guy that jumped up on the grizzly's back?
First guy got attacked, but when he started yanking on the grizzly's ears, grizzly turned on him. Yeah. So the first guy doesn't have a scratch on him.
Yeah,
at least not in his face.
Okay. That's what I was getting. I didn't know who got the short end of the stick when it came to the grizzly attack, but god dang, talk about badass Good Samaritan award, and then fuck.
We'll get better at showing you guys stuff. Yeah. So bro got 64 staples.
Oh,
to just his head.
We'll share the link. We'll share the link to the social pages because
there we go.
That is,
and we will get.
I mean, that dude's like full on Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant right now, where he gets mauled by the grizzly and then just comes back for vengeance. But yeah, let's
get this guy badass of the week. Kendall Cummings.
Badass. Kendall Cummings. Kendall Cummings. Not sure if you're old enough to drink, but I want to buy you a beer.
I misspoke. Only 60 staples.
Oh, well, that's just so much better then.
Dude, it's Wyoming. I don't know if they have like age limits on alcohol.
Well, maybe. Well, Kendall Cummings. Cheers to you, sir.
Cheers, badass Kendall.
Boom. That's insane. And I'm guessing that, because I haven't seen any video of this incident, so I'm guessing that these two just went full fight or flight and went into fight mode and decided not to video it like all the other idiots that you've seen out there. Because just in the last couple of weeks, there's been the hunter that encountered the cougar, and he's carrying a gun, a handgun, and the cougar
is multiple of those.
Well, this one's recent, and this cougar is like stalking this dude and is literally like licking its lips, just like, yep, your lunch. And it's maybe 10, 12 feet away from this guy. Like it's game over. And he's, instead of just two hands grasping, press point and shoot, he's filming with one hand and goes gangster style, all sideways, upside down, fires off 2 shots at point blank range and misses. And the cougar
style.
Yeah, like this is sideways, upside down. You know what I'm talking about. And
Friday.
And this cougar just keeps looking at him like, yeah, I'm still going to eat you. And then the video kind of ends. But there was 2 other ones with bears that I saw where there was like, it was a whole group of people on a trail and a big bear comes up. They're like, oh, let's film this big old thing. Like, no, how about you get the hell away from it? And then did you see the one of the rock climber?
What? No.
Yeah, there's this dude and he's like scaling this sheer rock face. And
which is totally unnecessary, by the way. Totally
Yeah, I'm
unnecessary.
not sure why you're doing that. Like, go to a
No.
rock gym where you can tie yourself off. But I think this guy was wearing a GoPro, so I think that's why there was video of this. Because I wouldn't
That
think
makes
that
more
he'd be,
sense.
I wouldn't think that he'd be filming while filming with using a hand to film with his phone while this was going on.
Otherwise,
But
he
yeah,
otherwise he wins the next badass award.
he's gone. Um, but I think he was wearing a GoPro, and he's on the look this one up because he's on this rock face, and he's kind of like looking around like, what the fuck is that? And like death from above comes down on him. This I don't think it was a grizzly, but it was a big black bear comes at him on the rocks, and
What is he cresting?
well, no, there was like a little shelf. It's really hard to see because it's so frantic and he's moving around like crazy. But the bear like
Weird.
comes at him, and he like kind of flails around with his arms at it, and the bear falls down below him, down onto this other shelf. But and he was like, well, at that point though, he was high enough away from it to where he was like good for at least for the time being. Um, that one was pretty cool too. But that's all just in the last couple weeks. Like, there's been multiple of these just encounters with Mother Nature, and I'm a firm believer that there's going to be an animal uprising at some point, like zombie apocalypse and an animal uprising, and I'm all for it.
That's another thing I can't take you seriously about. But I mean, I hope you're wrong. Thanks for that.
You just gotta be prepared for it, man. Guns, ammo, and rations.
I believe in Bigfoot, so Bigfoot's probably
There you go.
the leader.
There you go. There's a good if you're liking Bigfoot. So there's a Netflix series, Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. They just released a new episode and talk about.
Is Unsolved Mysteries back?
Yeah, they got a new season.
I love that the 90s are recirculating.
The wife loves it, and we just watched it last night. It was on like Bigfoot sightings and creatures like that down in the Navajo reservation down in like Arizona, New Mexico. It was pretty good, but
fuck that. Bigfoot don't live in New Mexico and Arizona. It's too cold. It's too hot.
It's too hot. They're too furry.
Come on, 120. You just roam in the desert.
It's good. Watch it. Go watch it. It's a good one. But
on that note, I do want to say I am obsessed. I've come to realize last night I'm obsessed with screwed up religions. FLDS. And I hate to say it, I'm going to throw it in there. The Jehovah Witnesses, very cultist-esque. And if you really break it down, they don't have a supreme leader. They have a supreme board.
Ooh.
Children of God, Nexium. I can go on and on.
Yeah, they're all.
And I don't know.
I hate that they come to my door. Like, I have a no soliciting sign on the door, as a lot of people do. I have a cute one.
You were in sales. No soliciting.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. But I have it good. It says, it's like in script writing. It says no soliciting. Seriously, please don't make it weird. And I remember this. This was.
Oh, look what I activated the storm.
look what you did. You started it. Got the dogs going. Taylor Tot asked me again about her puppy, by the way. When
hold on. I'm going to mute myself while I yell ridiculously at these animals.
Okay. I'm going to keep talking then. But this was several years ago. Get a knock at the door, and I go and I answer it. And it's nice couple, and you can tell that they're there to sell a religion. I don't know what. No, it was definitely a religion thing. And the guy immediately starts, and he goes, well, I saw your no soliciting sign, but I'm not here to sell something. And he goes in. I said, you're here to sell your religion. That's selling something. Whether I got to pay for it or not, you're selling something, buddy.
You're going to pay for it. It's called tithing. Yeah. And I'm not knocking on religion. I'm a Jesus believer all day long.
Yeah.
But you do pay for it.
You do. Yeah.
But you get something in return.
It's true. Yeah, no, it is good. There was one year too, like I was out front doing some yard work, and it was this younger kid sales guy. He's like probably freshman, sophomore in college. And this was back still when I was in sales. And he it's like a hot day and he's just sweating walking back up and down, and he sees me working out front. He doesn't want to engage with me because he's like, he sees the sign, he's like, yeah, I don't want to engage. So I engaged with him.
Bike or no bike?
No bike.
No
He was
bike.
hoofing
Okay,
it.
so Jehovah. He's a
No,
hobo.
no. He was working for some company trying to sell like siding for your house or something, like siding or roofing or gutters or something like that. And I actually ended up engaging with him and giving him some sales advice for about 30 minutes. And he left there. He's like, dude, I really appreciate it. This is like the best thing I've ever had. I was like, oh, cheers, buddy. Just don't come knock on my door trying to sell me something.
And $0.
$0.
Take that as commission check.
But what I gave him was far more valuable because guaranteed it was better sales training than he'd received at whatever freaking company he was at.
I had a guy this winter do that. He was trying to sell me on spraying for ticks, and I had to school him. And he walked away going, bro, it's 25 minutes. I'm not going to get back. I go, you stuck around. I'm good at my job.
Dude, the best with those pest control companies is they come by and they're like, oh yeah, we've been servicing your neighbors around here, and their sales pitch is to try to like say they service your neighbors and like it's better for everybody if you get more and it kills all the bugs. I'm like, oh yeah, you're with you signed up so and so. You just insert random name and it's not my actual neighbors. Like, oh yeah, we got them signed up last month. I was like, that's a fake person. So
is it 3 doors down? Oh, Bob. Oh, you mean Steve?
You mean Steve? Yeah, Bob died a year ago.
Well, he sold me too. He's like, no, we've been servicing this neighborhood for a few years now. I go, a few? Like how many? I'm pretty sure it's like 3 to 5 years we've been doing this neighborhood. I go, fucking neighborhood's like a year old, bro.
I was gonna say these houses literally just got built 6 months ago, bud. But good try.
3 doors down, they still don't have grass. So
as a guy formerly in sales and in sales for a long time, I give him credit, but God, just don't come knocking if it's no soliciting. God, I just don't want it. Just don't want it. But anyway.
Well, you're turning down good conversation, so that's on you.
My bad. That's what I got you for.
Well, I'm just trying to do my job, and they're just trying to do their job.
That's true.
And currently, our jobs pay about the same when they talk to you. 0.
That's true. It's true. Our podcast job paying big donut. It's a tax write-off, like we said, bud. But oh man,
that's right. Let's talk about our sponsors. Every time we mean to kind of come in here about the 30-minute mark and let you guys know what our sponsors are, and we just want to thank everybody for the support. Eric, do you want to start with our first sponsor?
My wife. Your wife. Yeah.
It's called my Southwest Chase card.
Yeah. I got an Alaska Airlines card in there if anybody wants to get on that.
One more thing I wanted to say before we jump ahead is definitely check out Eric's cougar and bear videos, but we are recording this, and for you Android listeners, we are working on that. But also realize everybody has unlimited data. If you're driving, go to our YouTube channel. You don't have to look at us and watch our face, even though you should, because we're good looking. But it actually sounds pretty good off the YouTube app. It's pretty clear. I'm a big fan. That's how I do it, even though I have Apple. I kind of like watching how stupid and sexy we are. So I watch YouTube, but definitely check out our YouTube channel.
Jump on there, and again, a shameless plug and a shameless thank you to everybody again for all the love and support and sharing and driving the word of We the Dads out there. We've been getting great feedback. We're gonna keep this going for a while. So yeah, thank you. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep following. Spread the word. We're gonna have some merch soon. I'm working on it. I'm working on some more merch. I still got some stickers. If anybody wants a sticker.
So I do want to give somebody a sticker. We had a couple people share your post. You did it. Eric's been very active on the social media, which is good because I haven't been. But what you shared about teach your boys to be men before the teachers teach them to be girls.
Ah, yes.
We've had quite a few people share that.
That's been a popular one.
Kind of feel like they deserve a sticker.
Let's give them a sticker.
All
I
right.
got some extras. I realized they gave me like double what I paid for, so I've got
So,
a handful of extras still. I sent
so
you some.
we'll keep using that person.
Make it happen. But let's
Dad
dive in here.
wins. Dad wins, bro.
Dad wins. I got a dad loss this week.
Uh-oh.
Well, I I kind of call it a dad tie. Um, because I feel it's a short-term loss, long-term win. Um, my daughter, my beautiful little fiery redheaded ginger girl, um, just turned 6 years old a week ago. Again, happy birthday, Tot. She has got the biggest, most defiant attitude I have ever seen in a child.
Never heard that about her. Weird.
Um, and like she is fiery. Um, it's cute to an extent, but man, these last couple weeks, she has just been on a whole other level to the point where it's like my wife and I have both just been at a loss. It's like we tried taking stuff away, timeouts, positive, like all we've been trying everything. And it's just been kind of to no avail. It's almost like she just has like a phase for a week or two that she's got to go through and then get out of it. But and that's kind of how it's been. She's been a little bit better the last couple of days, but it still comes in there. It's like we'll tell her to do something, and it's just like this switch flips, the fire goes on, and it's just glazes over the eyes. Like the other night, both the kids made a big mess in their room, and we had told them, hey, go. You both need to go upstairs and clean your rooms before bed. Like, we're not going to come help you. You made the mess. You clean the room. It wasn't something that they couldn't do themselves. And kids go up there. My son does a really great job cleaning his stuff up because he knows he's going to get like some TV or some tablet time afterwards. And so he hammers out. He helps her with a bunch of her stuff. And I told him, I said, bud, you've done enough. You're done.
You
And
tease your kid with electronic candy?
no,
That's how you reward?
occasionally we'll allow some additional screen time when they are
Civil?
no, like when the biggest thing with them is like doing what we ask them to do the first time,
That's fair.
right? Not having
Yeah.
to repeat ourselves or hold their hand through it. And so he went right up, started going, and he went above and beyond, was helping her clean her stuff without us asking, which was great. He's when he wants to be, he's a really fantastic big brother. And but Tot she just kept playing. She was wanting to play with all this stuff instead of cleaning. I kept reminding her, I was like, girl, you got to clean. Like, we're getting late. You got to clean. And it got to the point where she just was refusing to listen and said, all right, fine. It's time to go to bed. And said she was already in PJs. And I was like, get in bed. It's bedtime. We'll clean this stuff up tomorrow. And it was maybe about 15 minutes before her usual bedtime. And I gave her plenty of warnings. I'm like, girl, you listen or you're gonna go to bed. And so finally it was just like, nope, bedtime, go get in your bed. And she just giving me screaming, like it was like the eyes glaze over, that switch flips, and she's just screaming. And exactly. She went through this phase a while back, like when she'd do this and we'd be like, girl, like try to calm her down. But she would rip all of her clothes off, strip down buck naked, throw all of them, strip
I've
her
seen
bed.
this kid. I've seen this
Strip-
kid. I've seen him at a dollar store.
strip her bed, throw all her stuff. At one point, there was one night. This didn't have a reason. This was like several months ago. I was like trying to calm her down, whatnot, and I was like, okay, fine. Like, I'm just gonna leave. You're unconsolable. I turn around and walk out, and all of a sudden I feel something hit the back of my head. She picked up a fucking book and chucked it at the back of my head. Yeah, there was some restraint needed there, but this didn't get it. But she's just screaming and screaming and screaming. It just doesn't stop. So we're like, all right, fine. And she gets to the point where she almost just like drains every ounce of energy she has in her body. Then it's just like a switch flips and she falls asleep. And it's
Yeah,
very rare that she
because
gets
she
to,
has nothing left. You
yeah,
just said it. She has
yeah.
nothing left.
It's very rare that she gets to that point at night anymore, but it's just the such harsh defiance with everything. And there's moments where we're able to get through it, give her a timeout, and she rebounds from it really quickly or something. But there's been these times like the other night where we're just at a loss. We're like, God dang, like what do we do with this girl's attitude? And I say it's kind of a tie because like in the short term, like it's like, God damn, like are we not doing enough giving her what she needs as far as teaching her or coaching, the proper behavior or whatnot? But I also look at it this way where I know that this strong will that she has and this kind of inner strength and defiance to a way is going to serve her really well in the future when she's an adult. Because nobody's going to be able to fuck with her.
You're not wrong, but there's a but to this.
Though there's a down. I'm not saying it's totally perfect, but there are good sides to it for the future. And yeah, so that's kind of what I've been dealing with lately. And it's, if anybody's got advice on very defiant, strong-willed ginger kids, shoot me a message. I'd love to hear it.
Well, I don't have a ginger, but I have a 17-year-old, and
You got two daughters, yeah.
she was very similar, and she still is. She she's talked it out with Dave, and we saw a lot of difference when she went and visited somebody.
Oh, Dave's her therapist.
Counselor,
Yeah.
although she broke up with Dave. We all broke up with Dave. Fuck Dave. Dave, you were listening. Fuck you, bro. Like, you did us dirty. But I will say it did help. What I kind of want to touch on with that though is the counseling helps because I think she now knows, like, not everybody's on the same page as her, right? The same speed.
Yeah.
And so she's really able to take that second. She still thinks you're wrong, to be clear, and she's still defiant, but she masks it better. And masking it is part of joining civilization.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
We all put on masks. I mean, how many times have you been pissed off about fricking something, but you walk onto a job site or a customer's office and it's whoop, guys here, heyo, hey boo boo,
Yeah, hey, boo boo.
and you mask it to a lesser extent. Growing up and working in my parents' restaurant, my dad always he always marveled because he's like, God, you make so many tips. Like, I do not understand like how you just clear so many more tips than anybody else, like above and beyond. And he's like, you're always back in here in the kitchen just talking shit about how terrible these people are that you're serving. I'm like, yeah, Dad, but as soon as I walk out of this kitchen, whoop, mask goes on and I'm smiley Eric. Like, here we go, guys. How can I help you?
Yeah. Here's your third ranch you asked me for, you fucking asswipe. I mean, gentlemen. God, you look fucking damper tonight.
You just taking shots of this tonight, or what's going on here? But like you said, putting on mask. I mean, we all have to put on our masks.
But just learning. And then when you wed her, do you give any advice, or do you just say, "Good luck, bro"?
Oh, to the guy that she ultimately marries?
Your future son-in-law. Yeah. Are you just going to be like, "Nah, she's yours. Good luck"?
Whoever gets it to that point where a ring's on the finger,
they'll know.
It's
been established.
I joke, our good friends have a daughter that's right at, I think she's a year older than Tot, and they're like two peas in a pod. Except she's a year older than Taylor, but Taylor's like twice her size. This girl's like 30 percentile and everything. Taylor's like 130th percentile. Like, Taylor's huge. She's almost 4 feet tall already at 6 years old. It's freaking crazy. But
I don't know who that is. I know who Todd is.
Yeah, you will be on.
Taylor's your friends. Yeah, okay.
And we joke, and I say these two, when they become teenagers, are going to like eat boys' souls for sport. Like they're gonna wake up, they're gonna be 15, 16 years old, wake up on a Saturday and be like, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I was gonna hang out with Billy. Oh, screw Billy, let's ruin his life. Okay. Like that's gonna be them. And it's just because
Billy's in love, and
yeah,
he's gonna
Billy's
get
in love, and he's just
broken.
gonna get just smashed from one of them, because they're so just strong willed. And but like going back, I think when it gets to that point, like he'll have passed a test.
Yeah,
Just
it's called shut the fuck up and sit in the
dealing.
corner. I'll talk to you when I'm ready.
Yeah, you go sit down and tell you all the ways you've been fucking up.
Yeah.
But and I mean, not only pass the test with her, but pass the test with me. Me and my wife getting to that point, but I mean, that's a long ways off. I mean, she just turned 6, so she's not allowed to date till she's about 22. So seems reasonable. I mean,
when I ship you off to college, that's when they're allowed to date, because that's not true. My 7-year-old's
I would say
boyfriend.
you're
I've already
17
touched on that.
Yeah.
But every kid's different too. Like my 14-year-old, she doesn't have a no date. She just knows better.
Yeah. So
I think.
about that whole and I don't want to go too long because I want you to be able to get to yours, but you touched it made me remember something when you said about like the age of which they're allowed to date or whatnot, because I was joking saying 22, but my older sister, she's got 4 boys, I think 4 boys, and they have a strict rule in their house. One of them is in college, the others are younger. I think
Oh, that's
one
right.
might.
Your siblings are like 70.
Yeah, they're crazy old. But so one of them's in college, and the others are. I think one might be in like 6th grade by now, but they're younger. But she has a
Oops.
rule. She has a rule: no girlfriends
In 6th
And-
grade? Or
well,
period?
even for her, when her college kid was in high school, it was no girlfriends.
Okay.
You can hang out with, you can go on dates with, no steady girlfriend relationships. And I said,
That's like saying
well,
you can get handsy, but no mouth
hold on.
shit.
Hold on. Let me finish as the why she said, because I originally I kind of I'm like, what? I don't get it. Like, why? And she said, her husband, they said, because we don't want him making decisions based for his future because of a girlfriend. Right? Like how many people at that young
Okay.
age, right? They have a high school sweetheart, and they either choose where they go to school for it, or I'm not going to go to the university that I got into because he didn't. I'm going to go to this community college, and they don't chase their dreams and their desires because of that other person, right? Because they think that that first love that they have is the only love that will ever exist. Um, while it can be, um, it's not always. So that's that. And when she said it that way, I was like, oh, that I can see where you're coming from that.
And I think she's completely right. I don't feel like my high school sweetheart changed anything, but I think I might have for her. Actually, that's not true. I think relationships can completely manipulate. But I've also seen the opposite, where kids chase their dreams. I know a kid that's
Yeah.
sitting at University of Miami, but his girlfriend got, I think, a full ride for track to Boise State,
Oh, nice.
and they're working that shit out. But it's also different because they can
Yeah,
do this. We could
it's
never do this when we were.
yeah, and it's not a one size glove fits all. I mean, that's her thing, and that's their beliefs and their values. And when she explained it to me, it's like, oh, I can understand that. I'm not going to shit on it. I might
Now,
not necessarily do that, but I'm not going to shit on it.
how well do you think that your nephews follow that rule?
Um,
without throwing him underneath the bus?
Oh no, I think he followed it. He wasn't the type that he's a real good kid. He wasn't the type that would be out there dating like that. He was, yeah.
Where'd they grow up? Down south
Um,
or Portland area?
they're in the Eugene area. Where they live. Yeah.
Go Ducks.
So, yes, go Ducks. So what about you?
Yeah, mine's simple. I was telling Eric, during our pre-funk, how I've had a couple this week, but there's one that's really strong on me, and we're gonna save it. We're gonna save it because
it's not complete yet.
It's not complete because a dad win or a dad loss, sometimes it can play itself out, right? So we don't have a resolution, but no matter what, in that case, I do have a dad win.
We'll get to it eventually.
Episode 38. I don't know. So I have a small win, which is actually to many dads or moms that listen, it's going to sound like a dad loss on my behalf. And it is in a way. But the 17-year-old has been doing great. Prime example is she's maturing, right? She's a senior, and she's kind of really accepted taking the step towards adulthood. I think it might have been Monday or Tuesday or something like that. And we all had a great night. We're doing everything, and we lay down. I don't even know what sparked it. That's a reference to episode 1, The Spark. Thank you. Go back and listen. But Eric has to get a whole nother setup here, a brew.
No, I had to stand up and stretch. I'm dealing with a sciatic issue, and I cannot sit for very long periods of time. So, yeah.
And he's the guy that's in his mid-30s.
I was standing and
stretching. I don't know what happened, but it was a back and forth. And the 17-year-old has vicious words that can cut. And she knows it. She listens, but she knows it. She has vicious words that can cut. But the truth is she's working on it. She's truly working on it, and it's making a difference. Well, we hit a moment of rough patch. And I basically got out of bed because this is all happening right in front of the parents' door, of course. And I'm like, what's going on? And I talk all smooth because I also have an issue of cutting words. Wonder where she gets it.
Yeah.
And she has this freaking just horrible look on her face as I'm talking to her, right? She's trying to talk over me. She does stop. And it ends with me saying, go to your fucking room. I don't want to hear a fucking word out of your mouth. I'm done. I'm lost my shit. Like, she about slammed the door off of its hinges. I do want to note to dads, your kids are going to do that from ages 3 to death. I used to react to the slam door.
Tot can slam the door. We had to make a rule of like no touching doors in the house because there were too many fingers and dogs and feet that got slammed in them.
I've learned that if you chase after said slam door, the results do not make anything better for your child or you.
True. That's a moment to hit pause typically.
It is. And it only took me 15 years of her being alive. So we're 2 years into don't chase the slam door. I've also threatened no fucking door, but
done that. I think I actually took the door off of Taylor's room like a year or so ago. I put it back on pretty quickly, but just to kind of prove a point that I did it.
Yeah, daddy's got a drill. I just don't want to see what's inside the room. And she actually does keep a clean room, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the room. I don't go more than 4 steps in my children's room. For one, they're teenagers. For 2, it just pisses me off. I see what's shoved in the closet. I see what's under the bed. I see the Dairy Queen Blizzard from fucking 3 weeks ago. I lose my shit.
What was in your room when you were 17, Kai?
Don't worry about that, bro.
That's why you don't want to go.
But they're girls.
It's true.
You know what? I don't want to talk about this. That's why you go 4 steps in and you turn around. Unless you're invited, do not go in the den.
If you got a teenage boy, you ever stub your toe on a sock?
I was never a sock guy. Were you a sock guy?
No. That comes from a comedian that I listen to, and it's a joke. He talks about that going in and exploring his teenage kid's room, and you don't want to stub your toe on a sock.
This chick will never listen to this, and I'm not going to use her name, but I will say my 7th grade girlfriend, I remember going into her bedroom, for like a 7th grade makeout fest or whatever the hell. I don't even know. But it vividly stands out to me. You remember, like, what was the tiger that jumped off his tail? Was that Winnie the Pooh?
Tigger.
That was Tigger.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Tigger had a crusty tail.
T.I. double gut.
Tigger had a crusty tail. And I still remember to this day.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Some might say edit that. We're going to let that ride because we do not have a producer.
No, we're going to let that ride because that's going to get a lot of people, because there's going to be people like me that understood exactly what that meant and are going to either laugh. You're going to have,
or go, what an asshole.
There are going to be some terrified looks, and there's going to be a lot of people like, I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. And then they're going to have to re-listen and be like, oh, shit.
I never judged her for it, but I felt,
hey,
29 years later, I should point it out.
You know what? You do you.
I never once told a buddy either, to be clear.
I'm the first.
That secret died in there.
It's alive and well on We Dad podcast now. Okay, back to your thing. Don't
back to it. So
she slams the door.
Daughter and I, 17-year-old and I, just pounding it out verbally, right? I will give her credit. She held her tongue, but her face basically said everything.
Not what you say, how you say it.
Here's the win, dads. Here is the win. The next morning, I had to be on a job site at, I don't know, like 6:30 or something. She was up, and I said, hey, babe, I love you. Have a good day at school. Chat with you later. And I just kind of knocked on her door and said that because I could tell she was up. And she opens the door, and she comes out, and she gives me a big hug and says, Dad, have a good day. Now, keep in mind, 7 hours later, I was telling her to fucking kick rocks.
7 hours before.
Or before, sorry.
Yeah.
And dad win to me too is sometimes dads, we sit there because we know her, right? Because we're the dads.
Mm-hmm.
She came out of her way. She could have avoided me for the next 3 weeks. Come on, she's a teenager. Came out, gave me a hug, said I love her. Also gave me a moment to recognize that I needed to apologize for using my vicious words. Yeah. And we hugged it out. She gave me a little squeeze, a little harder when I said sorry. And I didn't carry that on myself all day, nor did she have to.
That's huge. I think sometimes people just need to vent. And I think women especially just need to vent. Our wives just need to vent. Our daughters maybe just need to vent. And
I'm scared of my wife. So that went down like that.
It sounds like
in a good way, honey. I love you.
It sounds like maybe some of her words or her freaking out that she did was just needing to verbalize some and vent, and then realized was because you didn't go further. She was able to kind of compartmentalize and realize, hey, you care, and especially when you came out and said that. And I'm going to throw I gave a husband advice last week, and I'm going to do it again here when it in regards to venting. Sometimes, and this is more of a husband advice versus a dad advice. Sometimes your wife just needs to vent. Okay, she's talking to you about something, and I'll do this with Berg sometimes. I don't have to ask her much anymore because I can pick up on if she's venting or if she's wanting advice, right? Sometimes they just need to vent and you just need to sit there and listen. Other times they want you to respond and give your take or advice right that. But if you give your take and advice when all they're wanting to do is vent and get it out, it's going to not go well. So if you have to, ask, come up with a code word. Ask, is this venting? And if they say yes, shut the fuck up, go get them a glass of wine and just listen. And if they say no, I need your input, give your input. But
I'm fine to do that as long as when I say, where would you like to eat or what would you like to eat, they give me an answer. This goes both ways, bro.
this is different. That's different. That's completely different.
Nah, both agitating.
Well, yes. But with my wife, though, it's either give me Mexican food or hot wings and make sure there's alcohol involved.
Like, oh, Bird, you're so easy.
Let me get a margarita. She's really just Mexican. Like, if you give me some Mexican food, she's set. Or wings. She loves wings.
I just came for the margarita, the chips and salsa, and we can go.
It doesn't matter where we're going. She's like, I wonder if they have wings there. Or nachos. Wings or nachos? One of those two.
Dude, we could do a whole episode on wings because, man, there's some shitty wings out there. And it sucks that you got to pay $20 to find out if this place has said shitty wings.
But circling back, though, and kind of wrapping up your thing, good job showing some restraint. You
borderline restraint.
Well, I mean, you had an eruption, right? Like,
I didn't chase.
You didn't chase. Your earthquake happened, but then there was no aftershock, right? You let the earthquake happen, and then the aftershocks didn't continue and fuck things up.
But that's also growth, and that's growth on my part. I'll give myself 28% of the credit, but the rest goes to her. Like, all 72 is on her because she's came a long way. And it is really cool to watch your kids grow. I mean, God, that's a dad win in itself. I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Sure.
So
it's true. Props to that. Cheers.
Cheers. What are you drinking? Tell the peoples what you're drinking.
That is
He's proud of it.
Frame Pilsner, brewed in Hood River, Oregon. If anybody from Frame is listening, feel free to take that free advertising, or feel free to send us a sponsorship. I'd be glad to drink this every episode and give you a shout out and all that stuff. But
by sponsorship, we mean you can pay in beer, and we'll only drink your beer live.
I'll be fine with that. Give me a supply of beer.
And while you're at it, Buffalo Trace, are you listening?
Buffalo Trace, Pendleton, all the things. Pappy Van Winkle, if you want to.
Ooh, I'll take some Hood River Distillery Trails Inn, please. Okay. Hood River makes like that. That's the only good alcohol I've ever had from. Did you drink HRD growing up?
College, not growing up.
Oh, you drank that in college?
It would. Yeah, that was a calling. It was just like, hey, when we're just trying to get as much cheap booze as we can possibly get. But not to segue here, but I was told that the Council of Spooky Bitches got together and declared it was fall.
What?
And we got a holiday coming up. Here comes Halloween. Here comes Halloween. Here comes Halloween. So it's Halloween time, bud.
Yeah.
Are you not a Halloween guy? You're not that excited. You don't seem.
You know, I just realized we don't have a pause button.
We don't.
So, on that note,
we don't have a button.
This guy's got to go tinkle. Dude, your Wi-Fi's down, and you're in the fucking garage. I gotta go tink.
No, it is not.
Boo-boo.
You've been the one that have been.
It did. It went down to yellow.
Hurry up. Hurry this up.
Anybody that listened to episode 2,
right, go.
Eric had some really good shit to say. We just missed some of it.
Hold on. I did. I apologize for that. I'll touch the Wi-Fi thing. You go.
I'm going tink.
You don't have a pause button here. Oh. Hurry it up. Yeah. No, I do apologize. we had a couple times when my audio um, decided to kind of glitch. So, I am going downhill. What the heck? I'm like right by my router. This is BS. Please don't do this. I'm trying to restore a connection here. Bear with us here. Short pause. Skip forward 30 seconds, and we will get back in here. But the wife's probably streaming on like 7 devices right now. That's probably what it is. But yeah. Anyway, Halloween is coming up, y'all, and we want to take this opportunity to talk Halloween because we think there's a lot of good material to cover. God, Kai, you take forever, bud. He's not listening. He probably still has his headphones in. Kai, you coming back, bud? Bear with us. He's yelling. Oh, he set off the alarms again. The dogs.
Yogi, come on. Hey, is our producer going to cut that out, or
he might cut it? Oh, while we're doing that, I'm going to advertise. Kai has puppies available.
Oh,
some Aussie doodles.
I have 9.
Well, you have 8 because one of them goes to Tot. You forgot about that. That was a birthday present.
I'm not frozen. You just threw in the birthday present? You're putting that stress on me?
I just might have. Well, it was her birthday. It's not stress. You just went, okay, yeah, here you go. Just wrap it up, and there you go.
That's wrap it up. Anyway. Should I mail it?
Just throw it in a box and go. I'll drive to Hayden and come pick it up. I'll come pick it up from you. Anyway, Halloween.
Yeah, that holiday you were talking about. What do you call them? The Wicked Witches of the Bitches?
No, I said the Council of Spooky Bitches got together and declared that it is now
Spooky
fall.
Bitches.
It is now fall, and Halloween is upon us. It's in like 4 short days.
To be clear, bro, we might have snow on Halloween here.
Wow, really? Damn.
Surrey just picked up on your shit, huh?
She did, yeah. Damn Apple Watch, but
yeah, no, we have snow in the forecast for the next week.
Fuck yes, that's awesome. I'd rather have a. You know what? That might take care of part of the thing we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah,
that might be just a Mother Nature fix for the problem. You had some strong feelings about Halloween that you wanted to start this off with, though. So
I did.
I'm gonna concede the floor to you, my friend.
I do. Yeah, I mean, it's not a long rant. It's the fact that when we were kids, Halloween was a bigger deal than it is now. I mean, you could go out anywhere and the whole line of streets. Like if there's 30 houses, maybe 3 had their lights off, right? You're getting full-size candy bars at a couple of those houses. We all know whose houses those are because we went back every year.
Yep. You'd keep an extra mask in your bag like I did, and I'd go back.
Yep.
It's a pro move.
You'd have the weirdos that gave you like fucking candy corn and a toothbrush.
Yeah. It was the local dentist.
It was. And then you'd have the random grandma that was handing out like 50-cent pieces, you know?
Dollar bill.
Oh my God, the alarms are going off. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on.
But he is touching on something. I mean, growing up when back, God, probably what, 25 to 30 years ago, even, you know, starting back then, it was everywhere. I mean, you look down the street, and I think probably the same goes for a lot of holidays where people don't celebrate to the degree that they do or they used to. You know, and neighborhoods aren't as like together as much.
They don't run together. They don't talk. Everybody, there might be a Facebook page for said, you know, neighborhood. And
do you think the rise of HOAs have anything up? Because so many HOAs have rules about like can't put this and that. That's why I will never live in one.
I do live in one, and there is positives to it. Like nobody's car is parked in their lawn. Well, but there's negatives too. Like you can't leave your trash can out in front, motherfuckers. I don't want that in my garage. So I'm disappointed in the amount of participation from the neighbors, the people. I mean, you can go down a street, and I'll use my street for example. It was our first Halloween last year here. Our side of the street, 90% of the houses, lights on, decorations, pumpkins. You look over to the east, and there might have been 6 houses, or if we want to use percentages, 25% of the houses had their lights on. Since when can you not hand out some candy? Come on, I don't care how poor you are. You can go to Costco, drop $30, and that's going to get you an hour and a half of smiles or
Yeah.
fangs or whatever.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even think it's a money thing because
Then what the fuck is it?
I see my neighborhood. Our neighborhood does it pretty big. We have a group of friends over every Halloween, and we all kind of pre-funk, have some drinks and some food, and watch all the kids get ready, and then we all kind of go out as a big group in the neighborhood, and they do it big time.
Sure.
Like there's the trick or treating, and then there's the adult. Because I'll literally like walk away from my house with holding a beer in my pocket, and by the time I get home, I've consumed like 10. Because it's just people handing out beers and Jello shots and all the things to the parents as we're going on, which is great.
Tuesday's gonna be rough.
It might just be a little bit, but it's been, yeah. I can see what you're saying. I think maybe some of that just comes to just the overall just grouchiness of people, right? I mean, you go to the like I think some of that can be harkened back to, you know, we've gotten away from knowing your neighbor, right? And
True.
being just generally polite to people that store, saying hello to people you walk past, holding the door open for folks, you know, simple stuff like that. And I think that can play a part in just like, well, yeah, you just got grouchy fucking people that, especially people without kids, because there's more and more people that are like anti-kids.
So that was my theory too.
Get off my lawn, people. And just are like that. Like, nope, I'm home. I'm just gonna turn my light off and fuck them. They don't need candy. Brush your teeth. You know, those type of grouchy bastards.
Well, and see, so both are my theories, to be honest with you. The other thing is I do have to factor, okay, well, kids might live in that home and they're out trick-or-treating. So, right?
I leave a bowl. When I do that, I'm leaving out. I leave a bowl on the front porch.
Right, you still leave your light on, put a bowl, go honor code, which is totally going to backfire.
I do every year, and I got a Ring camera, and I can see it. There was a couple years ago. I wish I still had the video. I should have downloaded it. Like,
hold on, your internet sucks. We're going to give you a break.
God damn it! What is going on? I'm like right by the router.
And it is true. Like the honor code definitely works for a long time, but you always have those shit kids, shit parents, shit dads. You heard us. You can't let your kids go over there and just scoop. We all know it, right? Oh, side note, real quick. What do your kids use for this is a big telltale of where the generation has went to. What does Tot and Moose use as their candy grabbers?
So I hope I'm not glitching out. They have they have used like the old school plastic pumpkin. But hear me out. I am graduating this year to a pillowcase.
Fuck yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was the correct answer.
Yeah. They've been a little small for the pillowcase.
Well, that's mom and dad's candy. Pillowcase is all ages.
But I'm going to graduate them to the pillowcase this year.
So when we use the pumpkins, I will admit we use the pumpkins. Oh, it's cute. Hey, princess, Ninja Turtle, whatever, which but I had a garbage bag. So you take, oh, you're half full. God, that's heavy for a 4-year-old. You ain't got shit now. Get up there, kid. Let's roll.
Yeah. Well, we keep their bucket of candy, and it's like it's in this closet in the hall, and it, you know, because when you're a kid like that, it kind of starts with Halloween, right? It gets full, and then pretty soon you have Christmas, and then you've got Valentine's Day. You've got birthdays mixed in there, right? You've got Easter. Like there's just this line of holidays where they get a shitload of candy, and then you got all the kids' birthdays mixed in there where they get grab bags of candy. So we call them their bucket, right? It just stays in there, and they eat it down slowly, and then it gets refilled as the year goes on with all this other stuff. And so it's like, they'll
How
ask
else
us
you
like,
going to
"Hey,
make it through winter? How else you going to make it through winter if you don't have a
exactly."
candy closet?
Exactly. So it's like we can go get candy when we want something. Like, oh, let's dig around here. Or like they'll say like, "Hey, can I have?" They ask. They call it bucket. Can I have bucket? And we'll just be like, "Well, what are you
Daddy,
gonna
can
do?
I have bucket?
Go take the trash out. Go take the trash out, and you go get a handful of candy." Like, and so we use it as like a reward system after
So at the
after the main holidays, which is kind of nice.
so when you're rubbing up on Christmas and the Halloween supply is starting to dwindle down,
Mm-hmm.
do you run into like the sweet tarts and the Twizzlers and
Oh yeah,
all the bullshit candy?
you get down to the bottom. You get down to the bottom, but
Because I
yeah.
go in personally, and my kids know this at their age, which I think they're both trick or treating. Whole nother subject.
No, dude, that's fan fucking tastic.
I know you feel that way. You feel that way. I don't necessarily feel that way.
Oh, we'll get to that. We're gonna put a pin in that because that's an important thing to talk about.
It is. It is.
But continue,
And
please.
I just want to make this very valid point. As dads or moms, we give them a roof. We give them heat. Hopefully, you give them heat or AC, depending on where you live.
Wood stove.
Uh, we supply their whole life. They're nothing without us. Peasants at best.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, on their way to the great white sharks. We get first dibs. Am I wrong?
Well, it's a dad tax.
Nailed it.
It is dad taxing. Yes, you get first dibs, and
Reese's Pieces all day. Those are mine.
I hold restraint because I don't want to. Especially my son can be quite sensitive, so I'm restrained with it. That I don't need it.
Well, plus you can just jack it later. I mean, it's not
Yeah, that or like I got money. I can go to the store and buy candy if I need it or I want it.
This is the one time a year we get a bag and it's accepted.
But it's a dad tax. And even while we're going, it's like, yeah, you're getting all this candy. This kind of sounds good. I'm drinking a lot. Give me that Kit Kat. Munch on that.
Well, then though, I got to check for razor blades.
Yeah.
So I'll try every
Butterfinger in your
now
bag. It's the fentanyl. There's fentanyl Skittles now. That's like the thing they're trying to scare you of with Halloween. I don't even know, but kind of harken back to what you're talking about though. Like, yeah, I think just there's more and more people that are just anti-fun, and they're just general dickheads. And they don't, especially with.
I blame everybody in their 50s.
Well, it's not even. No, I think there's plenty of younger people too. They're just, and it's people that are just miserable with themselves, and they project that onto other people, and they feel worse because they see all these other people having a great time, and they'd love to take part.
Miserable? Do you know how to spell miserable? I'm not going to put you on the spot.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure.
It's a 4-letter word. Miserable is a 4-letter word, and it starts with a W and ends with an oak.
Oh yeah, true. Wokey woke. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I like how you said
that. So moving on here because I want to get before we get lost. Your kids at 17 and 14 are trick or treating still, and I think that is fucking fantastic.
Except, I am tired, and you fell for the said trick today, and I did not. I let you go, and I let you speak on it. Back in our day, we all weren't made of hundreds and thousands of dollars.
True.
We used to make our gifts, our outfits.
Costumes.
Yeah, our costumes. I mean, I was an unhoused person many, many years, aka hobo back in the day. Now it's unhoused. That was one. I remember we go just get the makeup and the fangs, and then you make your own cape and put on a white shirt, throw a little
Yeah.
blood on it.
I'd
Goodwill.
always just like wear my football uniform, like pads and helmet, the whole thing. Just like go
Fuck
as a
yeah.
football player.
Where'd you take your kids? How'd you get your kids' costumes this year, Eric?
So Taylor, God, I keep saying her name. God damn it!
It's too late.
Tot. It's so hard. It's too late now. Tot. She's got a crap load of costumes.
Where'd those come from?
Well, me.
But
They're
where'd you pick those up at?
Most of them were gifts. Well, no, Amazon mostly.
So you purchased.
We purchased them, but
You're the fucking problem, sir.
And we told
You're
her,
the problem.
I said, you are wearing one of these nice, like super new costumes you have for this Halloween because I'm not going to buy another one this year.
You're wearing one of these unworn outfits.
Yeah, so she's going as either this witch. I think Grandma actually bought her the witch costume, and then or there's for those of you out there that have girls that watch The Descendants, she's going as Audrey from The Descendants. That she might be doing that. That was one of the things she wanted for Christmas last year was this costume wig and like the scepters, the whole thing. She's super cute. But
if I ever had a daughter, I would probably name one of them Audrey.
Just maybe.
If I have a third, I'm gonna name her Audrey.
Name her Audrey. And then Moose, he's going as like a crypt, like a Grim Reaper,
which is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. He's got like this mask. It's just like this black kind of fabric, and then there's these glasses that he wears that have like little red LED lights, so it glows like there's like these red eyes. It's kind of cool. I was like, they didn't have that shit. We didn't have that shit when we were little, but that's what they're
tech was low. Tech was low when we were.
But I want to touch on, like, I think it's fantastic that your girls want to go trick or treating as teenagers,
as seniors in high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm gonna get that inflection because here's what they're choosing to do. They're choosing to hold on to their childhood. Okay. They're choosing fun. You know,
if your logical response is
and not choosing to go out. I mean, and maybe they'll go out and TP houses and great. I did that shit too. Like whoop-de-doo.
Oh no, the party is at my house. We have 12 individuals between juniors and seniors.
This is why. Okay, hold on. Now we got to the root cause of the problem. You're angry that you're hosting the party, not the fact that the kids are trick or treating. So,
and the boyfriend isn't even going to buy a cake. Who has a party without a cake?
Well, get boyfriend's dad on board.
Oh yeah, Dame Dog's in.
Get him on board, bring the cake. But they could choose to, especially the senior, to go to some high school party and make bad decisions and get in trouble, you know, or they could.
You're not having fun if you're not pregnant, bro.
Right, or they could try to act too cool for school, right? You know, like a lot of teenagers do, and which leads to being that grouchy dickhead fucking middle-aged person that we were just talking about.
That has their lights off.
Yeah, that has their lights off. Or they could choose to have fun and continue to be a kid. Right?
You win.
Right? Because I mean, ultimately, it's like my wife tells me this all the time. She's like, we gotta cherish these moments and do these things when they're young because they don't like the time runs out. I think you touched on this in the previous episode.
I hate that word cherish.
That you know, your 17-year-old's not going to be at home. I mean, this is her last Halloween at home. Okay.
Fuck you.
I'm just saying.
I know, but you pointed it out.
Well, fuck you too.
We don't do that. Friends don't do that. Friends aren't mean.
But wouldn't you rather her choose fun with friends and family?
No, I agree.
I
do agree.
Go off and be a dickhead teenager, right?
See, guys, this is why we have these conversations. God, maybe we should have called it counseling hour or hours.
My messaging, not just to you, but any dad or parent out there that has a teenager that wants to, and my rule is wear a costume. Like if I've got teenagers that come up to my house, I thought you were going
to say wear rubber. My rule is wear rubber.
That too. But like if I got teenagers that come to my house trick or treating, as long as they're wearing a costume, It could be the most simplest freaking. It could be like they just drew, like some girl just drew like whiskers on her freaking face. Put in like an ounce of effort and
No,
have fun.
I
And
need
have fun.
12 ounces of
Huh?
effort, not beer. I mean, I'll take that too. But
Oh, 12. You need
whiskers,
12 ounces.
whiskers.
I'm just saying, put a little effort in, wear a costume, right? Don't just show up to my door dressed as a person,
You
right?
want to
Like,
see Slutty Pumpkin?
no, 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 no. That's a whole other topic. No, just put in effort to the holiday, right? But have fun. That's what this holiday ultimately is about, right? It is about having fun. And it's not about freaking devil worship like some people have you to say, and it's not about this. It is about, like, that's what most holidays are for, is family and fun and friends. And if you got teenagers
So no
in,
Ouija board. Leave the Ouija
oh, you can
board
do the
in
Ouija
the
board. I don't care, dude. But embrace them wanting
fuck
to
the Ouija
continue,
board.
embrace them wanting to be young and enjoy their childhood, the years and days and weeks that they have left of it.
Again, valid
And
point.
don't be like, if you've got kids that way, and don't be the dick to the teenagers that come, oh, you guys look a little old for this. Well, they put in effort. They didn't put any effort in a costume. Yeah, talk a little shit to them, but still give them some candy because they're out there burning calories walking, right?
Well, I told the wife, I go Costco tomorrow, full size candy bars. We're doing this shit right.
Do you have Fred Meyers out there?
We do have Freddy's, but honestly, bro, Freddy's is not cool anymore. We have Super
So
One.
so
Super
tomorrow,
One, no ho fan.
tomorrow, Freddy's is doing 5 times fuel points.
On anything Halloween.
Everything in
Oh,
the store.
everything.
One day only.
I
So
do need a new
go.
couch for the bonus room.
There you go. You're welcome.
Jesse.
That'll get you like free gas. But yeah,
Look,
so
and the con works. The con works because we're excited.
Embrace the holiday.
Also known as Kroger, East Coast,
Yes,
South Coast
Kroger.
fans.
Kroger. But you touched on something though, and you talked about how, like, Halloween is like, it's more from like how many people celebrate it. It's also more for like how it's celebrated. Um, you know, costumes have gone a little far for,
Or,
especially
well,
like,
far, lack of far.
yeah, they've gone a little far in how much they're lacking, especially with like, let's just, I mean, the girl costume, you said the slutty pumpkin, right? And it's
It's cool at the college party. It's not cool at the
yeah,
high school party.
yeah. I mean, back in college, at the fraternity house, shout out Delts. We'd have a big Halloween party,
There
and
it is.
there was the running joke of who showed up as the sluttiest, but that was college. But I was at the Spirit Halloween store a couple weeks ago with the kids getting Moose's costume, and Tot wanted to run around and look at the girl costumes. Like, I just go look while I'm getting Mace and stuff. And I'm like, she keeps bringing these packages over to me, and I'm like, these are like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old girl costumes. Like, where is the clothing, and why is it so tight fitting? And
Where's the rest of it?
Yes, where's the rest of it? It's like, fucking A. Like,
Have you been to Nordstrom Rack? You feel the same way in there.
Oh, but well, yeah. See, thank God I don't have to do that yet. We'll be there eventually, but
You work your way up from TJ Maxx to Ross to Nordy's Rack, and then they move out.
it's gone a little far because it's like, oh, what are you? I'm a slutty pumpkin. Like, no, you're a girl painted orange. Like, it's just,
You forgot your top. You cannot paint those.
This is not.
You're 16.
Yes,
please put your clothes on.
Put clothes on. Like, you don't be doing that. If you got
Where is your father?
Give him some advice. Yeah, so that's gone a little too far, and I think that leads into a big rabbit hole that I don't even know if we want to go on tonight with.
We're actually running ahead of time. Our listeners said they prefer 4 hours, so.
But I mean, it's the whole conversation of and I don't even know if I want to get into this right now.
Oh, you gotta drop it. You gotta drop it
But
now.
of like, the whole like grooming and all that shit that
Ooh, I don't
is
know if I want to
happening.
do that.
I told you I didn't want to get into it right now, but like I wonder if like some of it is that like it started right at the college level, right, and it's moved its way down. Okay, now there's high school kids and then middle school kids that do it. But I even noticed I noticed it with like the little girl costumes at the store, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? And
So it's that ugly 4-letter word again. I think that is playing into that dramatically. Woke. We're making it okay. We're giving kids the right to make decisions on how do they feel, what do they want, and they're being influenced by, unfortunately, the teachers, the media, the TikTok, the social media, which probably will be episode 4, people. Teaser. They're being influenced by outside sources that we never had as a kid. We had family, school, church, whatever crowd you ran with, and it's hard as dads to sit here and try to control everything our kids watch, because the first thing we do when they turn preteens or teenagers is hand them a cell phone, or the school sends them home with computers. On those computers, they have access to anything in this world. Anything.
mm-hmm.
Are you 18? Yes.
Well, and so many will do it too, because it's like, oh well, I saw a picture of Jenny's costume, and I gotta keep up with that, and it's just this vicious cycle of trying to fit in and do well, Billy's not gonna like me if I don't this and that and the other, and it just when it gets down to such the younger girls where it's like that's not what they're just trying to they're there for the fun. It's like fuck, it kills me. But also too, what you're touching on. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I would say, you, sir, talk.
We'll go into Instagram and type in girls' Halloween costumes.
Oh yeah, no, don't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what do you think they do?
Yeah, they get all the things.
And this is taught. I mean, she's 6. It's taught in 4 years. Hitting the Insta, checking out what's on there, hitting the Pinterest.
You need to shut the fuck up, because
hey, facts are facts, bitch. Welcome to my fucking life.
I did it to you earlier. You're just throwing it right back. You're like this is gonna be taught in 4 years. I was like, your daughter's out of the house this next year. You're like, fuck, thanks for reminding me. And you're like, your daughter's gonna be preteen.
10's the new 21, bro. Good luck.
That's true. God damn it, I hate you. But it was true, but and it's all widely available. But also too, like you were saying, is like they're taught and this stuff's pushed on them and told what to do. But like the other thing that drives me freaking nuts is, and this is the woke culture too, is telling them what they can or what they can't do, right? And the whole like cultural appropriation bullshit with Halloween, right? You saw this after the Black Panther movie came out. They're like, oh, your little white kid can't dress up as Black Panther because he's not black.
That's blackface.
Like my son can dress up as Black Panther if he wants to, because he likes the movie and the character and he thinks it's cool. So
he's a fucking superhero.
You can bet your fucking ass he can do that. Or I mean, insert anything. Moana was the big one where they were like, oh, girls can't dress up as Moana because they're not Hawaiian and that's appropriating Hawaiian culture. It's like, no, they're actually celebrating this great character in this movie. Right. And again, like kids they are taught hate, right? It is something that is taught to them. They're not born with that. And so they want to choose a costume that they want to dress up as because it is something that they like, and they want to celebrate themselves and have fun with it. They can dress up as Jasmine. They're not appropriating Middle Eastern people, or Pocahontas. They're not appropriating, the Native American cultures or whatnot.
Dude,
it's like,
Jasmine was hot. Well done, Aladdin.
Well, it's like it's those funny memes where you're like, I don't know why I like a woman with curly and you go and you look at all the moms in the Disney movies, and they're just like, ba-bam, ba-bam.
Boom, boom, booty, booty,
Boom,
booty,
boom.
booty everywhere.
Rocking everywhere. But
it's the same thing though. Well, on that note, like you're telling our children, you're telling our 6 or 7 or 8, whatever age, they can't be Mahona or whatever the fuck you said.
Moana.
What is it?
Moana.
A
Yeah, your
nice,
kids are older
wonderful.
now. You don't get to watch the Disney stuff. It's a
We-
good movie. You should
no,
watch
we-
it. It's great stuff.
We have officially boycotted Disney, and we can if they were younger, we
true.
wouldn't. But
It's hard.
So
we
do
would
I
love
tell?
to.
Do I tell that boy that he can't dress up like my daughter? He can't dress up like a woman because it offends my daughter, and that
They
might
don't.
be touchy. That might be touchy, but it's the same fucking thing.
I would say no, the fuck you can't, but they would say, "Oh yeah, go ahead. You're just expressing yourself."
Sure, and we agreed in episode 1. You're allowed to express yourself. We aren't saying don't dress up like a female. We said don't make us play pretend with you along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it also doesn't mean you don't deserve respect. That's my point. If somebody's going to dress up as a cat at school and wear ears and a tail 365 days out of the year, why can't your daughter dress up as Aladdin's hot girlfriend?
Yeah, or any
for one day out of the year.
One day, like 2 hours out of the fucking year to go knock on a door and get some candy. It's
why did your school not let you dress up in costumes? Do you want to talk about that?
I don't know. I don't think they're allowed to do costumes. Yes, that's the next topic I want to graduate. That's a perfect transition over to that. I don't know if they allow the costumes at school. So they're doing and here's another thing.
Typically they don't, or it's very limited.
Yeah, but they're doing, so Friday night they're doing a harvest festival.
Isn't that called Thanksgiving?
For those not watching, I'm doing big air quotes. Harvest festival. So they can't call a fucking holiday what it is because too many people are offended by it and they're too goddamn woke. I'm sorry, nobody, including the people that are offended at calling it a Halloween festival that still fucking go and take part in it. This wouldn't be happening if it wasn't Halloween. I'm sorry. It's the same thing at Christmas time where, oh, you know what? These people are sure as hell pissed off if you call it a Christmas party or a Christmas sale or whatnot. But you bet your damn ass they're going to be right there first in line at Black Friday to get the discounts.
I will not shop anywhere during the holidays that it just says Xmas because there is no mass mess without Christ. The whole holiday is based around the birth of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to believe, you don't have to do anything, but I do feel like you have to respect the fact that's why your happy ass gets to open presents under the tree and give presents. So don't take his fucking name out of it.
It's saying, I mean, and that's probably in here in about 6-7 weeks, another topic we can touch on, but
woo, motherfuckers, don't touch me.
Like Friday at the kids' school, they're having this festival where there's going to be trick-or-treating and games and this and that or the other. It's like,
see, you're calling it a festival. You've acknowledged it.
It's a fucking Halloween party. It's a Halloween party at the school. Call it what the fuck it is. Because you wouldn't be 100%. Doing this shit. You wouldn't be doing this shit if there wasn't this holiday called Halloween that the vast majority of these kids are celebrating. So call it what the fuck it is. And don't try to downplay it and put these other harvest. It's bullshit harvest fucking festival.
And I would love that we could do like a live poll, but we can't because we're not willing to let you guys watch us live because it's weird. But harvest festival screams Thanksgiving to me. That screams Pocahontas and the Pilgrims and harvest. We're harvesting to feed and join groups together.
Yeah.
It doesn't scream go get candy.
Oh no, I mean you can go so far into the roots of what different holidays are, but it just like
Were we fucking harvesting pumpkins?
I would love if there's anybody listening, or if there's anybody listening that knows somebody that is offended by Halloween, like legitimately offended by Halloween.
My mom.
Really? Maybe that's a discussion for
She appreciates Halloween. She doesn't want it to be celebrated for what it originated as, which the pagans, but you know what?
That kind of sounds like my
She's like the
mother-in-law.
6%er.
Because
She's a 6%er.
my wife never was allowed to trick or treat. The first time I ever went trick or treating was like 2 years ago with the kids.
My little brother got married to his first wife on Halloween, and my mom's like, I'm not going. My grandma almost didn't go. Fuck, maybe she didn't go. But in her defense, they were celebrating. They got married on Halloween for the darkness. So their point is sort of justified.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see that, but like, I want to talk to the person that is truly offended at a bunch of little kids dressing up as characters that they think are cool and going and knocking on doors for some candy because it's fun and there's candy. Because that's what these kids are doing. They're not out there devil worshiping. They're not out there seancing. They're not
That's
doing
less
that
than 1%, guarantee it.
Not even.
So what about the other ass?
That.
What about the other assholes? Goes back to the original point. That have their lights turned off. Like, come on, guys. You don't shit on Christmas. Don't shit on Halloween.
Well, maybe they do shit on Christmas. They shit on anything fun. Anything fun, Kai. It's anything
Christmas
fun.
is the greatest holiday of all time.
It's the same neighbor. It's the same neighbor that would shit on you for on a Thursday night putting the fire pit out in the driveway and have people just coming on by with a drink to say hi and chat, and you're up late, maybe making a tiny bit of noise. It's the same neighbor that if you
it's 10:01. It's 10:01.
It's the same neighbor that if you were having a party during COVID when you were supposed to social distance, they're calling the cops on you because, oh, you're spreading fucking bullshit. It's all the same type of person.
You see the memes online about Dr. Fauci's costume and
oh god, yeah.
Dude, they've been going.
They're so good. They're so good. They're so good. But I mean, yeah, I think the moral of the story is this is just a fun holiday for all ages, for little. I mean, you could have a kid that can barely walk. People dress up their fucking dog if you don't have kids. Have fun with your dog in a costume, right? If you don't have kids, dress yourselves up. Go to a party. Have fun with people, right?
Make some friends. Turn on your fucking lights. Make some friends. Turn on your lights. Hand out Butterfingers.
Meet new people. Go around their neighborhood. Like just set out in your driveway. If you don't have kids and you want to celebrate it and you want to meet new people, set up don't just wait for people to come knock on the door. This is a cool thing that my neighborhood does. It's like most of the places you go knock on the door and they let come and let you in. But the cool places where I get all the beer while I'm drinking, and they're sitting. I did this last year. I stayed while our group went off into the neighborhood. I stayed back, and I usually did the bowl on the door, but this last year I stayed back and I set up, got the fire pit going, had a big table, brought all these decorations and stuff out, and I had a big bowl of candy, and I had a sign that said, kids treats, and then I had a cooler full of White Claws and beers and Jello shots that said adult treats. And people would come by and they'd be like, oh, nice. Like, or they'd walk past and then realize what they just walked past and come scampering back. And, so you go throughout my neighborhood and there's plenty, they're out there, and, just having fun. You're meeting people, you're standing, you're talking, you're handing the guy a beer, bullshit and this and that, getting to know your neighbors. I think we've lost that. And
I had a dude last year making hot dogs, handing out fucking Keystones.
There you go.
I loved it.
Dude, we got a guy that does like one house and they're really close to each other. He builds like this walk-through haunted house throughout his whole yard and driveway. And it's just this
That's
little
sick.
shanty cardboard thing. It's awesome. And another guy right next to him does a photo booth.
Oh, no
He has like,
shit.
yeah, he does a photo booth, and
Okay.
he's got like he's got his
America,
iPad
Eric
set.
lives in the best fucking neighborhood of all Halloweens.
Dude, it's freaking great. Like, we love it. Like, he does this. He's got his
Give out your
iPad.
address.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. He's got his big, like, an iPad Pro up on a stand, and he sets like this little cover. It's under a canopy, and he's got like a backdrop, and you go in there and you do it, and then he's like, "Yeah, what's your?" And he just airdrops the pictures to you right there. And
That's
it's like,
fucking sick.
it's awesome. It's freaking awesome. And like, we've got a neighborhood where it's like you see like the minivans pulling up and just like stop at the corner and just like drop loads of kids out and then take off. Like, that's the neighborhood I got. Like, we're those people.
So my parents were totally the followers. Like they weren't walking with us. Dad's drinking a Bud Heavy. They're driving. They just scoot down the neighborhoods we were kids. They're like, fuck that. It's warm in here. I got beer. And I tell you though, man, we never missed a Halloween. They drove us to the air quotation rich neighborhoods. And man, they lived it up. And that's coming from a woman that doesn't appreciate Halloween, but she appreciates the fun.
I grew up in the sticks, dude. I grew up the Mackenzie River, and you couldn't trick or treat up there, right? Your neighbors are a half mile away.
Yeah.
So we would load up and drive into Eugene and find we'd find the rich neighborhoods, right? We'd park, and we knew the right places to go.
West Side.
Yeah. Well, we had we had one guy this last year, and he'd play the odd or even game. So he'd answer the door and he'd put a hand behind his back and he'd say odd or even, right? He'd hold up a number. It'd be odd or even. And if you got it right, you got to choose. So if you got it right, you got to choose between like king size candy bar or a stuffed animal. Like, he literally had like this giant bag of stuffed animals. And if you got it wrong,
large.
He went big time. If you got it wrong, you got like a couple pieces like the normal Halloween candy. So it was great.
Like, fucking candy corn, bitch. Get out of here.
You got something, but I was just like, get that. I'm like, you gotta like these like, he looked like he went and robbed a carnival. Like, there's so many stuffed animals that this dude had. And and like the little kids that didn't quite get it, he'd just be like, here, if you want a stuffy, pick one and go. He was great. But
dude, you're giving me so many ideas because we're, like I said, the 17-year-olds having like a party and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm gonna have a fire in the driveway, Monday Night Football, freaking Jello shots. Basically, I'm writing down a list right now.
You're welcome.
All the great adventures you've had as a kid and as an adult.
Even during COVID, so fall 2020, right, when they were like telling us not to go trick or treating.
Oh God! At that point, everybody knew it was bullshit.
So there were definitely less people answering doors, but most of the ones that like there were bowls out, right? We had one. It was freaking fantastic. They put it like a 4-inch PVC pipe going from the sidewalk all the way up to a second-story window.
I've seen that, and they dropped it.
Yeah. So like, you'd go and they'd say like, ring the bell. They have like a big bell. You'd ring it, and they're standing there so they can see. But they're like, hey, ring the bell. Then they just like drop a handful of fucking candy down this chute. It landed this basket. You grab the candy. Go. I was like, you know what? Yes, thank you. That's what it's about. That person was probably drinking a little bit too much COVID Kool-Aid, too much Fauci Kool-Aid, thinking that, but you know what?
They didn't give up. They did not give up.
They went the extra mile because they knew that kids that are innocent children trying to have fun are going to be coming by, and they're not wanting to be those dickheads with their light off the porch that you don't even go up to. They're going to be like, you know what? This is cool. And all the kids loved it. Like, oh, yeah, shit coming down there. And another dude like slingshotted stuff off. Like, it was great. Like, you should come down this weekend. Just bring the puppies. We'll be good. Just drop Taylor's dog off, and God, I can't stand it.
I'll come down as soon as you come up.
Fine.
I don't know why you guys are against the NoHo.
Well, I'll be up in about 7 weeks to get that dog.
Yeah, you wanted the tri-colored one with brown eyes, right?
Yeah, one of the light gray ones.
No, the black and white with.
Yeah, it's a blue merle is what those are technically called.
Oh no.
No, not the tries. I want the blue merle.
You know what, brother? I think we covered Halloween. I think what we did. I think what we pointed out. I guess what to take away from this is your little rant. Don't be douches. Like, celebrate.
Yeah.
Let people have fun. I am going to cheer on the high schoolers now due to Eric's rant.
You're welcome.
You know, dude, people talk bad about you, but I've always liked you.
I am the voice of reason.
Well, you just pushed it a little bit, but
no, but dude, I'm stoked because I think you deep down are excited that your girls wanted to keep trick or treating. You were upset at having to host the party.
I'm actually excited deep down. If you look at my notes over here in the corner, Jello shots.
There you go. It's great.
Somebody's making Jello shots.
Dude, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it as long. Well, I gotta check the forecast because it might just be pissing down rain here, and if that's the case, it's bull, and we're going.
Well, I'm gonna set up in the garage. I'm gonna have the garage door open. I said, football game.
My garage is a little full. Is like people that are watching YouTube. I got a filthy full garage. And I think all the bins of all my wife's decorations are stacked up. Oh, my Let's Go Brandon flag fell down. Shit.
If your kids play baseball or softball, your garage should be fully turfed. There should be a gym, nets.
I have a fully turfed backyard. You're welcome.
We talked about this when this went down.
Mm-hmm. It's great. It's fantastic. But
what are you doing this weekend, man? I know what we're all doing Monday. We've established Monday, but
I'm going to stop calling it what the school is calling it. We have a Halloween party at my children's school Friday evening that we're taking them to. They're very excited about.
I hope you didn't.
And I'm gonna call it that when I'm there. You know, I might just freaking run for like PTO and like school board president and just fucking own that
PTA.
shit.
And you have a good board. Shout out to Mandy Philpott.
Oh yeah, I've seen that name. I've seen that name.
Ravage. Just fuck you and your wokeness. I hope I didn't say too much. I mean, she appreciates everybody.
So we got that. We got that Friday. Saturday, we are going back over to our friend's house that we went to last weekend for the big adults Halloween party. And they're
going back?
Well, they're doing a kids Halloween party. So they do
the Harvest Festival. They're having the Harvest Festival.
No. This is a Halloween party. Don't tell her. You try to tell her that it is a harvest thing. Her house is registered on her decorations, dude, are like second to none. I'll send you some pictures offline, but they're just. She's got it.
No,
like the
don't
house
send me shit.
The house is registered on like you know how you can like neighborhoods where you can go like see they do it for Christmas lights, right?
She's the Peacock Lane of Halloween or whatever.
Yeah, like all by herself. It's great though. So they're take the kids over there. They're gonna do a little party. Sunday, I had something going on Sunday. I can't remember what. It was a busy weekend.
Well, our Ducks
play Cal.
Oh, we play Cal?
Cal at 12. Yeah, it's Cal then Colorado next week. Yeah, and then it'll be.
Should we give our Beeve fans an update?
The Beavs aren't playing. It's the Coug fans.
Or sorry, Coug fans. Which, dude, I think, God, Cougs might be my second favorite team. Utah up 14-7. Not bad.
Oh, not bad. Was that Utah?
Utah up 14-7.
Oh yeah, it was. All right. Yeah, then prepping for Nuka auction next weekend, man. I am very sad to hear that you're not coming down. It is going to be an absolute blasty. I still think you should just make it happen.
I got to tell Jenny. So, I mean, the 9 puppies. You can't. You can't just.
Could the girls take care of the puppies?
Yeah,
I've got childcare handled.
I'm not leaving my kids in NoHo and me being in Vancouver, Vantucky, Portland.
What about your good friends that are there? Could they dog sit for 48 hours?
I'm not going to ask anybody to watch 9 fucking dogs.
Can I ask?
Plus 2, 11 dogs. No. in my household, in my current home,
how about I ask them?
in my current home, I have 12 fucking dogs.
That's my furnace kicking on. For anybody asking,
I heard it.
The wife just got cold and kicked the furnace on.
Tell her to go chop some wood.
Just get in a blanket. So that's my weekend. What about you? What do you got going on?
So I'm gonna go backwards. Sunday, I'm gonna set up the house for Halloween.
There you go.
Jesse has been fighting me because I didn't want to spend the money on a bunch of bullshit decoration. We go big for Christmas, but now I'm totally after I've been inspired from our conversation. I hope she doesn't listen to this till
how loud is that furnace right now? Because she really kicked it on.
I mean, I hear it, but Saturday definitely a football day. So up here in North Idaho, shit gets real. Like there's winterizing your home, and then there's me getting down and shoving styrofoam and everything. Making sure I got to blow up my sprinklers. I got to do everything this weekend. And Burgundy, turn your fucking heat off. She's walking in and say sorry.
She just can't know. She came to get the dog some food.
No, I'm gonna do man shit. I'm gonna winterize, get my last mow in, blow the sprinklers out, hit the fifth wheel.
You still mowing, dude? My last mow was like 2 months ago. I gave up. Well, I don't have to mow the backyard because it's turf. It's just turf.
It keeps fucking growing, bro. Yeah, I mean, it was 77 last week, and this morning it was.
It was almost 70 and freaking sunshine today. I was blind all day because I didn't take sunglasses to work. And I'm like, what is this bright yellow thing in the sky? Like it started raining. I didn't think it would stop.
I put on a beanie and gloves and questioned if it was going to snow today. Wow. It's all downhill. I can't wait to upload the Armageddon of Snowmageddon. You're going to shit yourself. It's fucking cool. But they plow it, the world goes on.
It'll be a crazy thing. But
the point of that story is awesome. Nobody moved to North Idaho. Thank you.
Okay. But, all right. Well, I think we beat that to death. Moral of the story, everybody, have some fucking fun with Halloween. Let them enjoy it. Be a part of it. Enjoy yourselves. Don't be a dick. And cheers to Halloween.
Cheers. No pumpkin sluts.
Cheers. No, you're gonna be frozen there. All right, you did freeze. Boom. All right. Kai, any last words for the people?
Peace out, Girl Scout. See you on the flip.
Dads, stay classy. See y'all.